I think this will be fine if I just leave it right there. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, don't kick it. Okay, don't fuck this up. Here we go. Okay. Well, welcome back, and we are so happy to celebrate episode 2 of S2 Adventures.
Yes.
We are giving this thing legs and we are running with it. We do not know where it's heading.
We have no idea.
But we just say, stick with us.
Yeah. We're just having a blast. Anytime, any excuse we have to drink wine, we'll take it. So cheers.
Cheers.
To episode 2.
Episode 2.
Cheers to you.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to admit I am like really tired today.
And could I take a stab in the dark in case you've been at the gym?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, we do have our gym junkie here. And, but the proof is in the pudding.
Become a bit of a gym rat, actually. Just exhausted. I've been working out really hard. And so my legs today are incredibly sore.
So what is it? Because I don't get involved in this part of Susan's life, and hence why she's got like cool biceps and I do not. But what the hell are you doing?
Well, my typical gym routine is I rock up and then get on the Stairmaster for an hour and a half. And I sweat, and you've all seen the videos on Instagram of my sweat sesh on a Stairmaster.
I know, that's gross. That you can actually like pull out your little ponytail and it's like dripping and like.
Yep, it's quite nasty. But I always say if you don't sweat like a monster, then you haven't worked out hard enough. So you got to keep it going, and then I will cycle on the spin bike for 30 minutes. And after cycling on a spin bike for 30 minutes, I'll go and do core and weight training.
And it's funny, but she'll also call me. Like, and then I'm sitting on the couch eating a Twinkie, chugging down a mimosa and my hot chocolate first thing in the morning, or I'll lie. And Susan's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I just got back from this really big workout." But the workout was actually like I walked from my bedroom to the couch.
And it's pretty contradictory coming from Sam because she's actually studying to be a bit of a life coach and a sports fitness.
Yeah, so I actually,
trainer.
in truth, am a weight loss specialist.
I'm a model.
Yeah. See, my program works. And I am getting recertified as a personal trainer. But, and then I'll talk about the psychology of me and then we'll get back to you because you do whip yourself like a demon, and I think that we can unpack that.
We can definitely unpack it. I know exactly why I do it too. But you're doing all this NASM stuff, and that's really hard. I know because I tried to do it and made it through 2 chapters and went, this is not for me. It's very scientific.
Yeah, so I was certified back in 2010, and I love working with morbidly obese clients. So I had a weight loss clinic and truly loved it. And it's figuring out what is that motivating force to help someone get off the couch to do their first 5K, or coming alive to want to go I want to feel sexy. Or,
so what are you going to do for yourself?
Such a bitch. Now I'm sweating. The truth is getting real.
Sitting on the couch, eating your Twinkies.
No, but in truth, so what happened to me, so I was at the height of all things fitness and was doing triathlons, but then I got a brain tumor and almost died. But when my brain wasn't functioning right, I really hurt my body physically, and would make myself go and do Olympic distance triathlons because my brain and my body wasn't communicating well, but the brain was just so forceful to you must do this, but my poor body, she was just I'm dying. I had that inner knowledge, and so it's really hard for me. It's honestly, it's just straight out PTSD. It's kind of funky, but stay with me. Just to reconcile my mind and my body. And so that is actually sitting the damn test again. And back in the day, you could kind of be a dumb shit and still be a personal trainer, but that is not the case anymore. No. It is amazing.
No.
And so NASM, kudos to you guys. It's badass. And I will be certified in September if I pass the test, so please send me good vibes.
Are you still on chapter 4?
Fuck you, Susan.
Well,
yes.
Okay.
Bioenergetics.
Well,
let's talk about you.
Well, as a mom, it's really hard to study because you're trying to juggle so many things as well.
Well, I'm very busy.
Yes, you're drinking wine with me every day, so we got to make time for that.
Yes, we do. Okay, let's talk about how you're really messed up.
Oh, I am. I'm so messed up.
So, but you do it's like you're being chased by a demon, or you're whipping yourself.
My issue that I have is I'm just so incredibly competitive, and so if somebody's on the Stairmaster next to me, I've got to be going 10 speeds faster than them. And then if somebody's been on the Stairmaster for 30 minutes, I'm like, you're going to be on for double the time, triple the time even.
Oh.
Just don't let them beat you.
And then if you are on the Stairmaster beside her and you get off, she's yelling out, quitter! Quitter! I beat you! I beat you! And some poor little old man gets off.
With a walker.
So competitive.
No, but in all truth, I know I do beat myself up, and also, the whole Instagram thing, it is such a good motivator. Having 90,000 followers, you're going like, shit, everyone's going to be looking at me and they expect to see a bikini photo of me. And I love to be in bikinis all the time, and I like to dress like this, and I love my bodysuits. And so, if I'm going to flaunt it, for me, there's a certain way I need to look, and a certain way I need to look for you. So, I have to get it done every day.
Yeah, I know. When I've been calling in favors to like male friends for them to help me for whatever reason, like they'll be like, well, if you send me a photo, and so I just send a picture of you.
I'm like your Tinder profile.
Yeah.
So if you happen to see me on Tinder, it's actually Sam.
Yes, this is true.
So, and then the other aspect with it is it really is my therapy as well. So sweating, going to the gym, getting my endorphins going, that really is my therapy. It is where I feel most happy, actually. Sad to say, but
I don't think it's sad. I mean, it's just it is what it is, and I guess this is why we're also all different. Like I am content, like going for a walk, getting on my bike, pole dancing occasionally. If I can get
she's a good pole dancer, actually.
Back in the day when I could get my ass over my head. Not today. Not today.
You should post some of those videos.
Oh
Yeah, she's got some good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. More power to you, girl.
So, and then it's also like the same thing with weight loss. It's like what does that take? Because right now I could take off this dress and get naked and go like, you look amazing. Eat another Twinkie. But you've got really strict rules for yourself.
I do have strict rules. Diet is everything. If I'm going to drink wine, because that's my splurge, then I need to just make sure that I'm eating a correct diet.
Mm-hmm. But it is kind of like a revolution. Like I feel like people being able, because it transmutes like what we do in our bodies, and having like that self-discipline and control, it doesn't stop there. It will roll onto your emotions and how you're going to live your life, how you present yourself like towards other people, and your expectations of others around you. It is elevating.
Yeah, definitely.
I still think you have problems.
I think we all have problems.
We do all have problems.
But it's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
And we'll agree to disagree.
We will agree to disagree. No, I'm gonna you can track my journey. Okay. I am getting fit. I'm gonna do like a push-up later.
With now me I will on your back.
Lift this wine glass up and down. Feel it.
It's a good one.
Yeah, well, and I do play softball. I get my ass kicked every week, and it's the most American thing that I've ever done in my life.
And you always roll in with like 7 glasses of wine in you.
Yeah, no, it is like liquid courage because I get so nervous out there. It's terrifying.
Well,
but speaking of terrifying, okay, so this goes into also, you've had a break-in. I've had actually a break-in at my house last night, and it freaked me out. But it's like when we're talking about like, I wish that I had been fitter, because there's no way I could have been taking anyone down. unless it was someone this big. But it was terrifying, and that vulnerability that I felt was not okay. But what happened to you? I can barely remember that.
Oh, okay, well, this is not a break-in story, but more of I thought it was going to be a break-in. But during COVID, my son's teacher sent out packets to go to each home that the kids could do activities and whatever with. But she had just had a baby, and so she sent her husband to do, all of
I
the
think
dropping
that's
off.
a little weird.
Well, this is just what happened. And I live in a townhome complex, and they're a little funky, so I could see how this could have happened. However, I'm 5'6", 125 pounds, and
When you're wet.
not
Okay.
not a big girl, but I know how to puff out my chest and like really push out and make myself look very intimidating. So I got up and I just heard the front door burst open, and I see this guy, no idea who he is, walking into my house, and he's like checking out the scene, and I go, "What the fuck are you doing? Get the fuck out of my house!" And
Did you have pants on?
no, I did. I was dressed in gym clothes, actually.
Okay,
I was
alright.
sweaty and it
I'm
was
always
perfect.
surprised when you
Perfect
actually
timing.
have clothes on when I come over.
Yeah, it was perfect timing. And anyway, the guy got so freaked out, he dropped the bag, he ran outside, he got in the car, he called his wife immediately. She contacts me, the teacher of my son contacts me and says, "Oh my word, you have just given my husband PTSD."
Yeah.
And I was
How do you
like,
do it?
"Well, if you're coming into my house, I'm going to force you out."
Yeah.
And I had no idea who he was, but it's the second time it's happened, actually. So I
Yeah.
should probably put a sign on my door saying, "This is not a condo complex. This is not a main entrance. This is my home. Get
Yeah.
the fuck away."
Yeah.
Or
Or
back
die.
up. Back
Yeah.
up.
Be
Ring a
prepared to be
doorbell.
stabbed. All right, guys, we took a little bit of a brief break there, but so welcome back to episode 2, part 2, segment 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I really have a funny story to tell. And in classic South African fashion, filled up herself by leaving the Aussie high and dry.
No, I asked you if you wanted, but you weren't listening. You were just playing around in your little phone.
I had work to do.
Work. You did work?
No, I have to drown you out. I can't have
Oh,
your
my
voice
word.
so loud in my head.
I'm the deaf one here. It's, this is really bad. Okay, fine. I'll get off
Okay.
my bum and go pour
Okay.
you some more wine.
Chop.
This is what I have to deal with. She thinks I'm her, waitress. Her
A little bit.
24/7.
It's my little,
Make me this, make me that.
my little chef with the cleavage. Okay, all right. Well, while she's busy, don't forget some eyes. So I was house sitting for a friend, and they were off in Europe, and it's this stunning huge house. So it was a really nice respite for me. So I had a bubble bath and put some roses in there, and was fast asleep and naked, and I then woke up and to hear men's voices, and I was like, oh my gosh, what's going, and I was terrified, and because I'm not familiar with the house, and I'm like, is this really happening? And so then I sneak down the hallway, and it's a bummer because the house is cool, but it was all glass. So then I'm naked, and I'm sneaking down the hallway, and then over the kitchen island, I pop up, and there's two robbers, and they obviously knew what they were doing. They had those red lights.
Oh, red lights.
The red lights. And I was like, and my little heart was pounding. And so then it was so scary. So then I didn't know what to do. And so, but I thought, if you're gonna get killed, don't die naked. My mother always told me that. So I quickly got dressed, and then I went and hid in the big walk-in closet. And I'm sitting there, I was like, maybe they won't find me. Maybe they won't find me. And then they were coming closer, and the voices are getting louder. And then I'm looking around, and I'm sitting right next to the freaking safe. And I'm like, they're definitely gonna come for this. And then I'm like kind of like crying and freaking out, and I was like, what do we do? What do we do in this kind of situation? And I was just like what you did.
Yeah.
I was just like, all right, you got to do this, and I'm like,
crazy.
And I like, yeah, I just like, and crazy, I can do this.
Crazy works really well.
And then, so are we allowed to swear? Or probably not.
I think so. I think Joe Rogan
it.
swears all the time. And
Yeah,
he's
I
like
guess that's
big
right.
time.
Well, and yeah, and I'm thinking if we're retelling a story, it's okay. So I ran at them like in all my might and just was screaming. I was like, "Come on, you fucking ass right now, you fucking and then they like dropped their stuff, but then there was only one exit, and so then the robbers and me are all running in the same direction, like, out of the house, and then it was like. And then I got so scared. So then I went and got like the neighbor, and I was like, Mitchell, get out of bed. And she's like, this is like, all my dreams have come true. And I'm like, no, there's a robbery. Come on, you got to come help me. And then, but I had to like drive a short distance. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you're home. Like, come and help me. And then I turned back around. Dipshit didn't have pants on. He had taken an Ambien, so he only had on a t-shirt and some leather shoes. And I was just like, oh my gosh, you are useless. Just go back to bed. I will deal with this by myself. And so then I wasn't sure if they'd come back in or if I'd fully got rid of them. And so then I went and grabbed the neighbor's dog, because that I'm pretty sure wouldn't have had Ambien, and just threw the dog in there. And then the dog was just like cruising around. I was like, okay, no robbers. And then I went back in. Oh yeah, because my phone was dead, so that's why I wasn't calling 911. And then I had to sit there, recharge my phone, and then call the cops. Freaked me out.
A little bit late there.
I have not house sat since. Yeah, but it's like that vulnerability thing. Like that could have been really bad.
Yeah, it could have been really bad.
Because if I had been timid, what would have happened?
They would have found you in the safe.
They would have crying.
I'm the treasure.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah, but going back to school, our kids aren't going to school.
Smooth segue.
No, it's true though.
No, they're not going back to school.
They're not going back to school. So what do moms do? Well, I came up with a genius plan last night.
I just get the anxieties.
So I still have to work, and Sam has to work as well, kind of. But I've decided I'm going to employ a faculty of teachers.
Where have you found these people?
Oh, just randoms on the street.
Yeah. You don't look busy. Come spend time with my children.
No, so I'm going to hire tutors now. So I'm setting up this whole morning plan regime for my kids. Regiment. They will wake up at 7 o'clock. They're going to brush their teeth, they're going to have their breakfast, and then they are going to start their school day. And there's going to be a science teacher. There will be a math teacher. These are tutors.
Okay.
Like a 14-year-old.
Okay. How far down the road? Is this just in your head?
No,
or
it's
are
happening.
You executing this plan?
No, executing. My partner is writing out a schedule today. And when he says he's writing out a schedule, he's writing out a damn schedule.
Wow.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm sending my kid to you.
Yeah. And then on the weekends, we're going to have one of our mutual friends take the kids on like field trips.
You take those kids.
And then I'm not doing it. And then they're going to have to do book reports and like do projects and all sorts of things. And there is going to be a school syllabus, but we're not going to follow it, I don't think. Well, it's too hard.
It is kind of hard.
I have no idea what's going on in the math world and what these kids are getting taught today. It's very foreign to me.
Yeah, well, it's all that, like, tell us a story about what these numbers mean to you. It's like, I could barely know my multiplication. Like, leave me alone, teachers.
All I care about is how many dollars is that?
Yeah.
Calculator.
Yeah.
How
much
many
is my
dollars?
credit card racked up right now? I know. That's another topic.
That's a different
But
show
it's not a fun one.
altogether.
It's not a fun one. And we don't want that evidence out there. Yeah.
We're going to have to cut this whole scene.
Yeah. Yeah. Because otherwise the sushi budget will be out.
Out, totally out. Need
Yeah.
sushi.
We'll have to switch to box wine.
Well, it's okay actually. Box
It
wine.
is actually
I like
okay.
to drink some red wine, box wine sometimes. See, fancy pants is not fancy pants all the time.
And the ecological, the carbon footprint is less.
Is
with
less,
box
yes.
wine.
And there's some really good Malbecs out there in box wines. But everyone needs to go and drink and purchase South African wines because with all this COVID stuff going on, South African wine farms are really struggling, and the government in South Africa has totally crippled the economy. So many of them will never be opening again. So if you can, support my country, go and buy South African wines. And you know what? I'm sure so many of them are going to be worth something one day if the wine farms close down. People will be hunting. So you'll be able to sell them on eBay one time. Maybe, I don't know.
So what are we
7
drinking
years
right
from now.
What are we drinking right now?
Always New Zealand. New Zealand Sauvignon Blancs.
I know, we do
They
love
do
New
make,
Zealand.
well, they make the best Sauvignon Blancs.
Yeah, and that is a common grounding. Like I've got the Australian thing, you've got the South African thing, but we both agree that New Zealand is amazing.
And we both like ice in our white wines.
Yeah.
Many people say that's terrible, but
Well, this one had been sitting in the car for quite some time.
it was, but still.
I got
even
the
still,
job done.
A nice, crisp glass of Sauvignon Blanc really hits the spot.
Yeah, and Matua, I do owe you an apology. Even though that lady from Tennessee said it smelled like cat piss and elderberries.
Sam punched her in the face.
Yeah, I stood up for you, and I was like, I like cat piss.
She like
Pulled me
pushed
another.
away and said, "Hey, fuck you!"
And I was like,
And she was frightened.
yes, and she was frightened.
So frightened.
No, it
She
is
ran
actually
away.
delicious. And Sauvignon Blancs, they're our favorite.
Yep.
Chardonnays, that's a hard one.
Chardonnay's awful. Awful one. Ugh. That's
Yeah,
cactus. It's really bad.
Yeah, it's just very oaky.
I can't do Chardonnay at all.
Yeah.
Too oaky. But anyway, I think that's a wrap for today. And thanks for coming over and visiting. I'm going to kick you out of my house now.
Anytime.
I don't want you here anymore,
No,
lady.
you just ignore me. I'm going to take a nap, grab a Twinkie, finish another glass of wine, and then I'll leave. Well, stay tuned, and thanks for joining us.
No, but really.
No, but really.